Hello everyone, I've got a great concept to introduce today and it's the Investable Universe. Investable Universe is critical because it will allow us to act with kind of precision and allow us to act most importantly decisively and quickly at the right times buy certain investments as they become available at a price that is acceptable to you. As an example, I didn't have a short list, if you will, or Investable Universe when COVID came along in March 2020. If I had, I would have been able to confidently go, right, I want to buy this company, this company, this company as they drop down and hit these target prices and actually put a lot of money behind those great opportunities and sort of act properly rather than sort of cautiously. I didn't have that. I missed out on some good opportunities. It took me time to review certain companies. And by the time I'd done that, some of the prices have increased, thus reducing return. The problem this is trying to solve video is to make sure that when there's a market incident, let's say, whether it's just with a company, that one is able to act properly in full, decisively, without sort of doubting yourself, without taking too long, without adding risk. Know what you can do with that company or with that investment when the market or company condition hits a certain point. So we're going to look at that. So what is the Investable Universe? The Investable Universe is essentially a shortlist with target price against it for different investments. Depending on what type of investor you are, that could be companies, that could actually be indexes as well, it could even be funds potentially. You might say, right, S&P 500, I'll buy it at 2,500. You have this watch list. You might even have, let's say, Banco ZK, I'll buy more at 33. That on a watch list. So what I've done is I have set up a Google Sheet, and that Google Sheet has all of the companies on it that I want to review, status, whether I've reviewed it or not, and then a target price against that company for when I have reviewed it. My Investable Universe is basically a list of company target price against them that I'll be happy to act upon should the company drop to that target price, the index drop to that target price. I'm strongly suggesting, although not official investing advice, strongly recommending that you consider whether this is something that will benefit your investing. You've got this, you can really promptly and decisively and make sure you take advantage of when high quality things are at a reasonable or better price. Now, the little bit of information for you, the viewer, is I'm going to share my high quality company Investable Universe with you today. Companies that I've reviewed. I'm not going to share the target prices, but if you do consider joining our investing community on my Patreon page, you get access to that sheet that has all my target prices against the companies, as well as the Discord server where we discuss these ideas, discuss the company. But I will share all those companies with you that have passed my tests, passed the quality checks, the chance of failure checks, and that they have a target price against them. So that's my gift to you for this video. So let's have a look at my Investable Universe. I'm going to start off with companies that I don't own yet, that I would like to earn if they hit a target price. So here we go. So we started with Rightmove. Actually, this is very close to my target price. And a video on Rightmove, so check out the link above if you want to know more about that company. Very high quality company with, I think, 100% gross margin. Next up, we have Meta. Now, that was on my list to review. I missed reviewing it before the price drop that happened last year. Now it's gone above my price, so I missed out on that one. Novo Nordisk, I just added that to my list. This is an incredible quality company, but it's very, very expensive in my view. Too expensive to invest in at the moment, but again, it drops to a certain level. I'll be opening a position in that. We have Apple, of course, nothing further to say about that. And then the luxury goods maker. Now, Hargreaves Lansdown's on there, and I haven't. It's not at the target price yet, but my target price is very low because growth looks limited. It's high competition, so it's probably one of the weaker ones on my approved shortlist. Auto Trader, another very good underrated company that is relatively close again to the target price, which is less than 10%. Qualcomm is the next, a chip manufacturer. Paradigm, also on my shortlist. And then Visa, and check out the video on Visa that I've just posted. MasterCard, probably no surprise if MasterCard's on there, given that Visa's on there. We have Japanese company, which I think is pronounced Kient, but please do correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And then we have Checkpoint Software Technologies. There's a couple of boring companies here, or rather not flashy companies that you may not have come across. Certainly I hadn't come across Checkpoint or Kient before. So that is the approved set of companies that I would be willing to invest in if they hit a certain price for the quality element of my portfolio. Now, of course, I do own companies in that portfolio, in that sector already. They're going to come up on screen now as the other part of my investing universe. And some of these companies, in fact, all of them, I would add more in theoretically if they hit target price, although a couple of them kind of reach the cap of what I would invest in based on the size of it in my portfolio. So here they are. Bank OZK is getting towards a larger position, but certainly I have added more recently, and I would add a little bit more if it continues to drop in this bank crisis. We have the Australian smaller cap company Kelly Partners, Adobe, which I think you're all familiar with, although I need to review that holding because I think Terry Smith may have just sold them. In mode, which produces very, very good numbers. Some might say almost too good to be true. Google was a new position in my portfolio in the last, 3 or 4 months. Dropbox, I've capped out on the position size, it's 2.5%. I don't want that to be higher, 2.5%. Somero and Skyworks are both have got starter positions and would like to add more, but Skyworks in particular is a little bit too expensive now. American Express seems to come across very nicely, although it does have a high level of debt, which is making me think twice when I'm looking at it. And of course, the infamous Berkshire Hathaway. To need that to drop a little bit more, another 10% drop, and I would add to that position. Unilever has been a great long-term compounder for me. I think it's been 8% a year for 8 or 9 years. And then that concludes my investable universe. So guys, do build your own investable universe and make sure there's another market crash like the bank thing that happened recently. If you had this in place, then you could have gone in straight away and picked up certain companies without having to worry about whether you're acting too quickly or given a smaller position size because you're being too cautious. It's a great thing to have in your armory as a long-term investor, the investable universe. Do all the prep over time and be ready to act when the opportunity arises. Warren Buffett, I think, says, don't put the thimble out when it's raining gold. There we have it, and you will see a video coming on screen now. Check out that video because that is a review of one of the companies in my investable universe. Maybe it can help you too.